Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Vinyltreasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live on this Thursday afternoon. Want to welcome you to the July 17th Vinyltreasure Show. On this Thursday afternoon, it's a hot day. What's it say? I can't see my, 86 degrees here in Westchester County. I apologize for being late. It was twofold, really, that I was up here finishing up some of the research here, and then my mother called me and she said that the tablets, with the weather, sometimes with the Wi-Fi, it's an issue with the tablets. I have my old PC is downstairs, but she can't use the mouse, so she's got to use the tablet. It's easy for her to scroll up, and she wants to write. She couldn't see all your names there, so she was upset. So I had to go get her set. But I am here now, and decided to do an all 78 show. I decided to do this probably once a month. It still takes me a long time to do, and it's a matter of it's like a matter of finding the records, because I've started filing them, and they're much more difficult to file than 45s. And when you don't have the space, you could talk to Bill Obe. He'll show you how much space I have up here. Bill Obe will be here. Actually, you're going to get a treat, because he will be here next Thursday afternoon with his all Flexi show. I don't think I have any Flexis today, but I have the playlist. It's an excellent playlist, so he will be my in-studio guest next Thursday, but I'm here today. We opened up the show from September of 1955. Musician, songwriter, pianist, and arranger from Atchison, Kansas, Jesse Albert Stone. Now, in 1926, he formed his own group. They were known as the Blue Serenaders, recording for the OK record label. Now, in the 1930s, he worked as a band leader, would join Atlantic Records in 1947 as a producer, songwriter, and arranger. And actually, his first release for the Atlantic folks was, April of 1954. This was his second, issued on the sister label Atco Records from September 55 with his group called the House Rockers. Okay, Jesse Stone and his House Rockers. It says featuring the electronic harp. And the song was called The Rocket. And he would have, of course, a couple of aliases he recorded under. Charles Calhoun was one. Chuck Calhoun, I think he also recorded as. And he did that, and there was a reason why he said that, because he wanted to create a conflict with his memberships with BMI and ASCAP as far as the copyright went. So there is rhyme or reason for some of these guys to change or come up with aliases, and there's a lot of reasons to do it anyway. But there you go, our opener, September 1955. Jesse Stone and his House Rockers on the Atco record label, The Rocket. I have that on a 45 too, by the way, but I figured I'd feature the 78. But let's start it off here without further ado. The first one is an early side here. Actually, I think this is a flip side from the last time I did this show, which was May 15th, I think. But we open up the vocal portion here with this group from Langston, Illinois. And they included Traverse Crawford, Lee Gaines, Clinton Holland, and Harry Lewis. Collectively, they were known as the Delta Rhythm Boys. Now, this song was recorded in New York City on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1941. It features Dave Barber on guitar, Herman Chitzen on piano, Frenchie Corvetti on string bass, and James F. Hoskins on the drums. This song first recorded back in 1927 by Gene Austin on the Victor record label, and many of you know this song, or you will remember this tune as being a big hit as done by Fats Domino back in 1956 for the Imperial record label, but many people recorded this. But this one is from May of 1941. Let's give a listen to the Delta Rhythm Boys on Decca Records and their rendition of the tune My Blue Heaven, the Delta Rhythm Boys.
When me to my blue heaven. Turn to the right, a little white light will lead you to my blue heaven. You'll see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, a little nest that's nestled where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and baby makes three. We're happy in my blue heaven. Oh,
happy am I
in my blue heaven.
Jack, I'm riding high.
That's my blue heaven. I'm solid set, paid the rent, happy as the day is long. You see a smiling face, a fireplace. Do you dig me, Jack? I really mean a cozy room, a little nest that's nestled where the sweet-smelling roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and the baby makes three. We're happy in my blue, so blue heaven.
There you go. That one there going way back to 1941, May 1941, the Delta Rhythm Boys with their rendition of the tune My Blue Heaven that's on the Decca record label. I have to say that the labels aren't reversed on this one. They have the same label as the flip side. Somebody crossed it off. So I'll show you this label, but it's not going to say My Blue Heaven. But anyway, let us continue here. Let's move all the way up to 1946 now. And here on the 78 show, I will often feature early rhythm and blues, mainly for the younger listeners. Okay, they are familiar with this singer. From Kansas City, Missouri, born Joseph Vernon Turner on May 11th of 1911. I keep on saying, you got to remember these years. So anyway, you may know his songs from the 1950s on the Atlantic label, like Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Flip, Flop, and Fly, and so many others, but he signed with Decca Records in early 1941, and I have featured a number of his early releases on past shows, I think on the Freedom label and also on Aladdin Records. But here's one. Here's another. After Decca, he signed with Albert Green's National label in 1945. And at this label at the time, there were some interesting future label owners, okay, like Bob Shad and Herb Abramson and Lee Magid. They were A&R men for the National record label, and Bob's brother, Morty Shad, was a sales manager. So these guys had to get their start somewhere. And there's also so many interesting things about the label owners, but nobody talks about it. Johnny G talks about it. But here's his third release for the national label. It's a song he wrote. This is with Bill Moore's Lucky Seven providing the instrumentation. Let's go to December of 1946 for the sound of Joe Turner. Joe Turner, and you can barely see. Sometimes these label owners didn't have their heads on right. Silver print with light green backing. That's a no-no, but the song is called Mad Blues. This is Joe Turner.
Well, I woke up this morning, found my baby gone. Yes, I woke up this morning, found my baby gone. When I crossed the hall, found her laying another man's door. She said, baby, 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 I ain't did nothing wrong. She said, baby, 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 I ain't did nothing wrong. Boys, I'm just wondering how long this job's been going on. Well, there used to be sugar, I ain't sweet no more. Yes, there used to be sugar, I ain't sweet no more. My gal's in love, but she's in love with the cat that lives next door. Hopper, hopper, hopper. Can be. I'm mad, so mad I can hardly see. Baby, you better get away from me.
There you go. You know that? See that? You know, I don't have good lighting up here. So Judge's got to work on that. There is a shadow. I apologize for that. The shadow of the webcam is on the big, on the background of the 78s. I don't get that on the 45s. I can't remember when I would show my 40. If I showed the 45s, was it coming up? Do you see it? Is it just a matter of? I just want to see something. Do you see it here? See, you don't see it. It's weird. You see, you don't see it with the 45, but you see it with the 78. I wonder why that is. You don't see the shadow, do you? Not really. I mean, I could see. I mean, maybe actually, it is there. But it's not that bad because I'm holding it closer. You see, but there's a shadow on there, and it's bothering me. I'm telling you. It's bothering Johnny G. But anyway, there you go. That is an early side there. Grainy press, too, unfortunately, folks. During the war, and this one released in December of 1946, was hard to come by the right materials to manufacture the vinyl. Bill Obe will talk about that on next Thursday afternoon. Going to talk about the different types of I don't know what you want to call it, mixtures to make these records, but some sound horrible. And you can talk to Joe Davis about that. And he used to actually buy old stock and crush it up and melt it down and repress the records, and they sound horrible. It looks like it's made with sand, it does. But Anyway, but it's not all the labels, but that's December 1946. Joe Turner on National Records. Mad Blues is the name of the tune. This one is also out of 1946. Not much known about this group. One of the known members, though, was Orville Brooks, and he was a member of the Jubilees. And appropriately, this group was called the Brooks Brothers. This was their second release for the Diamond label. I think I played their first a while back, a song, their rendition of St. Louis Blues. But this is from 1946, the Brooks Brothers on the Diamond record label. It's called Baby, Play It Straight. These are the Brooks Brothers.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way. And man, there's only one way to keep my love. Baby, play it straight. There's more than one way to build a boat. There's more than one way. But won't you know there's only one way to keep my love. Baby, play it straight. Now and then I get a feeling you're straying. If and when I ever catch you, you'd better start praying. There's more than one way to sing a song. There's more than one way, and that ain't wrong. There's only one way to keep my love. Baby, play it straight.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way, and man, that's that. There's only one way to keep my love.
Baby, won't you play it straight?
There's more than one way to build a boat. There's more than one way, and won't you know? The only one way to keep my love.
Baby, won't you play it straight?
Now and then I get a feeling you're staying. If and when I ever catch you, you'd better start praying. There's more than one way to sing a song, more than one way, and that ain't wrong. Only one way to keep my love.
Baby, won't you play it straight? There's more than one way.
Skin a cat.
There's more than one way.
And man, that's that.
There's only one way
to keep my love.
Baby, won't you play it straight? There's more than one way
to build a boat.
There's more than one way.
But won't you know
there's only one way
to keep my love.
Baby, won't you play it straight? Now and then I get a feeling you're straying. If and when I ever catch you, you'd better start praying. There's more than one way
to sing a song.
There's more than one way,
and that ain't wrong.
There's only one way
to keep my love.
Baby, won't you play it straight? Stop your kidding. Baby, won't you play it straight?
Yeah, they're called the Brooks Brothers. They're the Brooks Brothers from 1946. That is their, that's their second release, I think. Second release on the Diamond record label. Baby, Play It Straight is the name of the tune. Johnny G tries to play it straight here. You know, last night we kind of survived the AI copyright police, although not at the end. Although I had to remove a song. A couple people emailed me and they said, Johnny G, I don't hear the Screamin' Jay Hawkins tune. Well, I had to, for some reason, and don't ask me why, that record was blocked in all countries. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I would have never thunk that Screamin' Jay Hawkins from 1962 would be blocked in all the countries. So I don't know what happened with that, but I had to, in order for, and I had a whole bunch of people from the UK listen to the show, you know, in the wee hours of the, they were getting up and listening, so they were all congratulating me on the songs they heard last night on the Soul Show. But I had to remove that. I don't know, there might be a way for me to check in advance, but it's ridiculous that I have to research the songs to see if I have if it's okay for me to play them, because the owners of the content, they really want their records advertised, but some people don't for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't want to make the money on the records. Listen, I want to play them so people can hear them. Maybe they'll buy them, for all I know. But there's a lot of the owners they're doing some kind of partnership thing now. They asked me about it, and they said to me that I could also buy a specific. I says I can't buy licenses for each song that I play. Is just not going to work because they're different prices. I mean, as high as $10 for, and I don't even know how long it is. You know what? If I was doing a film like JohnnyG's Life and I wanted to, and it was going to be a smash hit, well, maybe I would pay $10 for a license to use the record. But not to do the show, that's like ridiculous. But anyway, listen, what could I say? But let us continue here. And Charlene, is that better? I hope it's better. So I got one more from the year 1946, and it's a gospel 78, the Selah Jubilee Quartet. And they were founded sometime back in 1927 by Thurman Ruth, who was a disc jockey at WOR in Brooklyn, New York, but he based the group out of Raleigh, North Carolina, when he moved his show to a WPTF, which was in North Carolina. And what happened was they would come in from New York City, and they recorded for Decca Records in 1941, did a number of sides for the Decca folks, but they also recorded a number of tunes for Donald H's Gabor's Continental label. Now, the group included Thurman Ruth and John Ford. They were lead vocals. Fred Baker, baritone. Monroe Clark, baritone. J.B. Nelson, bass. And Fred Baker on guitar. This is from December of 1946. The Selah Jubilee Quartet is what they're called on this one. They have a few on the Continental label, and this song is called Noah. Gospel songs here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Here you go.
I know God's gonna ride on the raining tide. Well, it's oh no. I know God's gonna ride on the raining tide. God's gonna ride on the raining tide. My good Lord, from the north, and God talking. Oh, God's gonna ride on the raining tide. Hey, hey.
Well, stop the two children and listen to me. My God walked down by the briny seas. A hell of the evil of the sinful man. Declared that he would destroy the land. Spoke to Noah.
Noah, stop.
He said, look ahead, Noah.
I want to build me an ark.
Want you to build it
Big and strong.
Build it 300
cubit long.
50 high.
30 wide.
For the boat is stand the raining tide. Well,
Oh, no.
I know my God's gonna ride on the raining tide.
Hey, my good Lord, and the north, here's God talking. Well, God's gonna ride on the raining tide. Hey, hey.
Well, after God told him what to do,
Oh, no, began to cut you.
well, the ringing of the hammer meant judgment.
And the crying of the saw said, "Sinner, repent."
100
The
years
howling song
building the ark.
about the grace of God.
Well, after the foundation was laid,
The hewing of the timber, then the ark was made.
calling the animals,
2 by 2,
come on
the
in.
kangaroo,
Calling Japheth,
Ham, Shem,
God began,
to bless this land.
raised his hand,
To heaven on high,
knocked the sun,
and the moon from the sky.
shook the mountain,
He troubled the sea,
well, he hitched his
to the
wings,
chariot wheels.
stood on land,
Stepped on the shore,
they declared the time would be no more. Well,
oh no,
oh I know my gut's gonna ride on the raining tide.
There you go. Gospel sounds here on the Vinyltreasure show, the Selah Jubilee Quartet. He went under different names, too, by the way. December 1946 on the Continental record label. Noah is the name of the tune. And these, I forget, I found these in a box here. Spence Wooten would bring me 78s. I don't know from who. Maybe, what's his name? Lou Haggis, I think, had a whole bunch of 78s. Or ones he couldn't sell. I think after he got rid of his group stuff, he was working on some of the gospel things, and Spence brought them up to me, and they were not expensive. They were pretty cheap, so I ended up taking them. But let us continue here. And we move into 1947 now with this jump blues jazz bebop saxophonist and blues shouter by the name of Eddie Vinson. Now, he was nicknamed Cleanhead after an incident where his hair was accidentally removed by lye contained in hair straightening product. So he had to completely shave his head, and he maintained that look throughout his career. Hence, he was called Eddie Cleanhead Vinson. And he was born in Texas, and he started in the 1930s with Milton Larkin's Orchestra. Now, he would sign with Mercury Records in late 1945, and here's one he did. Released in December of 1947. On this one, he's not Cleanhead. He's called Eddie Vinson and his Orchestra. This is on the Mercury record label. It's called Wandering Mind Blues. Eddie Vinson.
Wake up in the morning, feeling in an awful way. Did you ever wake up in the morning, feeling in an awful way? 'Cause your gal's mind keeps changing faster than the time of day. Sometimes I feel like traveling, then again I feel so broken down. Sometimes I feel like traveling, then again I feel so broken down. Then again I get that certain feeling, my gal don't want me hanging around. So I guess it's back to New York City to see what's there for me. So I guess it's back to New York City, see what's there for me. 'Cause these gals here in New Orleans ain't what they used to be.
There you go. Hold on one second. I had to increase the weight on this one here because it's got like a little bit of a blip on this Ravens tune. But anyway, there you go. That is That is Eddie Vinson. He's not clean head on this one, but he is on many of his releases, it says it. But this is from December of 1947. Eddie Vinson and his orchestra on the Mercury record banner. Wandering Mind Blues is the name of the tune. Now, some of the themes today are very interesting, so you got to listen to the lyrics. As, there were certain topics that the songwriters would write about. Women and drinking and love and a whole bunch of things. And, sadness and happiness, but lots of things. But let us continue here. We stay in 1957 with the sound of the Ravens. Now, they would leave Hub Records and sign with Al Green's national label in April of 1947. And they did this song at their first session. It was actually a split session done on April 23rd and the 24th. Of 1947. They recorded their first 4 songs for the label Mazel, as if I said that right, Old Man River, For You, and this tune. And the group at the time included Leonard Pusey, Jimmy Ricks, Warren Suttles, and the lead singer on this tune is Maith Marshall. This song taken from the Warner Brothers movie Love and Learn, if you ever saw that movie. I don't think I did, but it's from June of 1947. Let's give a listen to the Ravens. Ravens on the national record label, Maith Marshall on lead. It's a rough copy, folks, as many of these are. It's called Would You Believe Me? The Ravens. I hope it plays in the beginning because it jumps on the other turntable. I don't know about this one. Let's see.
Would you believe me? I love you so. When you're beside me, I'm all aglow. My thoughts just wanna assemble each time you speak. Your smile can make me tremble and leave me weak. Would you believe me? A wasted day is what I call it. When you're away, you're all of my tomorrows, till life is through. Would you believe me? It always will be you. Would you believe me? Always with day is what I call it. When you're away, you're all my tomorrow, till life is through. Would you believe me? It always will be.
Yeah, that is a great tune. We'll send that one out to Gordy Freeman. I know he likes that tune there by the Ravens. Maith Marshall on lead there with the Ravens, June 1947 release. On the national record label, Would You Believe Me is the name of the tune. Unfortunate with these, these rough presses with this recycled vinyl. They sound not the greatest. I mean, it's probably where Darren could probably clean that up a little bit with that, with some artificial things there. But that's how they sound. It's unfortunate, really is. But you'll hear the difference next week when Bill Obe is here with his vinyl 78s. But let us continue here in 1947 for this singer born in Jonesboro, Arkansas, October 26th of 1960. Now, he would join Jay McShann's band as a vocalist, and that was in 1944, recording for the LA-based Philo label with a song that he did lead on called Crown Prince Boogie, which probably was a hit for him. And from that point, he started calling himself the Crown Prince of the Blues. And then in 1946, he headed to Chicago to record solo. His name, Charles Waterford, but now he was known as Crown Prince Charlie Waterford, first recording for the High Tone label in September of 1946, but he would have 3 on the Capitol Americana label, and this was his first, was a song he co-wrote, and on this one he's known as Crown Prince Waterford, and this is from December of 1947. Interesting lyrics on this one, so listen very closely, folks. This is the Crown Prince Waterford on Capitol Americana. The song is called Move Your Hand, Baby. This is Crown Prince Waterford.
Well, move your hand, baby, don't make me wait too long. Move your hand, baby, don't make me wait too long. I want to get my kick, yes, I want to carry on. Move your hand, baby, I know what to do. Move your hand, baby, I know what to do. I got a new kind of loving and I know it's gonna please you. Well, some can and some can't, some will and some won't, some do and some don't, but I do. Yes, I'll send you. Move your hand, baby, I know just what to do. I want to go down to the bottom, way down on the bottom. Ain't gonna be in no hurry, means you don't have to worry. Going down to the bottom and live my easy way. I've got loving on my mind. Well, you know nowadays the real man is hard to find. Move your hand, baby, your jelly roll is all I crave. Move your hand, your jelly roll is all I crave. Stick them dogs on me, go send me to my grave. Send me to my grave.
Yeah, like I told you, interesting lyrics there. I haven't had a jelly roll in a long, long time, I can tell. Although we did have it around the holidays, around the Passover, I think. They were all in the stores there. But anyway, John G. trying to get your mind off it. December 1947 there, Crown Prince Waterford's his name. That's on the Capital Americana record label. Move Your Hand Baby is the name of the tune. We are in the year 1947. Actually, one more from the year 1947. And I have enough 78s from this group to play on every 78 show I do, and probably many, many more. But they recorded this on June 9th, 1947, and Columbia released it in November. The 78 was part of an LP, but not as you would think of a 33 and a third LP. LPs back in 1947 were kind of like a box set of 4 78s. And this LP was called Sweet and Low. And I featured the flip of this 78 on the last 78 show I did on May 15th. The flip, I forget the name of the song. Oh, wait. But this is, I didn't write it, but this song introduced by Francis Langford in the 1935 movie Every Night at 8, if you saw that movie. And this was written by Jimmy McHugh and Dorothy Fields. Let's give a listen to this version as done by Billy Williams and the Charioteers. We go back to November of 1947 on the Columbia record banner. These are the Charioteers with their rendition of the tune, I'm in the Mood for Love, and I predict my mother will like this tune, the Charioteers.
I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Heaven is in your eyes, bright as the stars we're under. Oh, is it any wonder I'm in the mood for love? Why stop to think of whether this little dream might fade? We've put our hearts together, now we're one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it. But for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood for love.
you go. November 1950, 47. If I say 50, I'm used to the 50s, but that one there from 1947, November 47 on the Columbia record label. That's Billy Williams and the Charioteers, and their rendition of the tune I'm in the Mood for Love, kind of getting you ready for the next record too, as we kind of got a little bit of a love theme going here on a Thursday afternoon. If you are new to this program, those of you finding out about the Vinyltreasure show, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about this program here. This is the second show of the week. I'll be back on Saturday evening beginning at 9 p.m. for 1950s and early 60s vocal group harmony as requested by you, the listeners. So if you have a request, you can send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is the contact number. If I have the 45, got to pull out a bunch, but I need somebody to help me file them back. It takes me all day, Friday evening and Saturday, to pull them out. Some of them I have to look for. My mother's been helping me do that too, but she can't help me with the 78s. That is out of but she comes up the stairs. Well, she doesn't walk the stairs. We have like a lift. And so I have to set her up, and she's really good and she knows and she's very knowledgeable now about the labels. So I was looking, I forget who requested something on a Mercury label. I forget what it was. She pulled out all the Mercuries, and they're on they have different logos and different colors, but she knew it. Actually, she was good because she pulled out all the Excellos and specialties and other ones, so I asked her because she can do that well. Now, maybe with the artists, it's a little bit more difficult, but definitely the labels, she is very good at doing that. Now, if only my father, but he'll probably throw them down the basement. I don't trust him for that. If I could get him to focus on something like that, that would be so marvelous. But he is a handful. But let us continue here with the love theme as we are we move into 1948 now with this artist born April 22nd, 1919 in Cleveland, Ohio, a vocalist, saxophonist, violinist, and clarinist, if I said that right, by the name of Benjamin Clarence Jackson. And he would join Lucky Millinder. I would say Millinder. I said that right. Is it Millinder? Okay, Lucky Millinder's band in 1943, who gave him the nickname for his looks, okay? And he called him Bullmoose, and hence the name Bullmoose Jackson. And he would sign a solo contract with Sid Nathan's. I think at the time, King was known as Queen Records in 1945. I think after 2 releases on Queen, everything was on King Records. And this was his second release on the King label. I think both sides of this were big R&B hits. I think the other side of this is All My Love Belongs to You. But I decided to play the up-tempo side here from February 1948. Let's give a listen to Bullmoose Jackson and his Buffalo Bearcats with another love song. The song is called I Want a Bow-Legged Woman. This is Bullmoose Jackson. Here we go.
I'll fall in love with her right from the start because her big fat legs are so far apart. I want a bow-legged woman right now. I want to find me a gal somehow. She's got to be built like an old bass fiddle, big bow legs with plenty room in the middle. Gotta be on my way to find a bow-legged woman today. He wants a bow-legged woman. Yeah. a bow-legged woman.
Boy, I fall in love with her right from the start because the big fat legs are so far apart.
He wants a bow-legged woman.
Divine.
A bow-legged woman that's fine.
She don't have to be no glamour gal, but she gotta have hooves like an old beer bear. Gotta be on my way to find a bow-legged woman today. I found a bow-legged woman last night.
Yeah.
And man, she was really alright. She had a solid straddle when she came into battle. I jumped dead in the saddle. You couldn't hear a rattle, and there wasn't nobody there to run and tattle. Gotta be on my way to see my bow-legged woman today. I say, my woman with big bow legs.
There you go. There you go. More love songs here on the Vinyltreasure Show, February 1948. Mr. Bullmoose Jackson and his Buffalo Bearcats on Sid Nathan's King Records. I Want a Bow-Legged Woman is the name of the tune. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you all for being here. If you're new to the program, please consider subscribing. We picked up some listeners last night. Always want to pick up some new subscribers to the Vinyltreasure Show. We are in the 1948 block, and I feature this gal quite often here on the All 78 show, Savannah Valentine Roberts, a.k.a. Savannah Churchill. A number of great releases, both solo and with vocal groups, on Irving Berman's Manor Records, I think was out of Newark, New Jersey. That the Four Tunes had a long association with her, recording about 24 songs with her, and her origins were in the gospel field, but she switched to jazz and blues, and this one is from the fall of 1948, released October 1948. Let's give a listen to Savannah Churchill and the Four Tunes on the Manor record label. It's called Never Belong to Anyone Else. Savannah Churchill.
I'll never belong to anyone else if I can't belong to you. If I gave my love to anyone else, my heart would feel out of place in someone else's embrace. So how could I chase another romance if our love affair fell through? I'll never belong to anyone else if I can't belong to you. Yes, I'll never belong to anyone else if I can't belong to you. And if I gave my love to anyone else, my heart would feel out of place in someone else's embrace. In someone else's embrace. So how another romance. If our love affair fell through, I'll never belong to anyone else. If I can't belong to you, for I'll never belong to anyone else. If I can't belong to you.
That's actually a Manor that plays pretty nice. Usually the Manor records are recycled vinyl, but that one there is pretty decent sounding. I'm not going to complain about that. October 1948 release. The 4 tunes backing up Savannah Churchill on the Manor record label, I'll Never Belong to Anyone Else, as we continue here on the All 78 show. And we are in the 1948 block. If I said 58, I got 50s on my mind. And after the Red Caps left Joe Davis in September of 1946, with the assistance of their new manager, nightclub owner Murray Weiner. If I typed it right, I might have screwed that up. They signed with Mercury Records, and here's the group's 6th release for the Mercury label. They recorded this one December 12th, 1947, and at the time, the group included Steve Gibson, Emmett Matthews, Earl Plummer, Jimmy Springs, Ormond Wilson, and the lead singer on this one, his name is Romaine Brown. Let's go to July of 1948. It's Steve Gibson and the Red Caps. It's on Mercury, and it's called Scratch and You'll Find It. Steve Gibson and the Red Caps.
Now, some folk just believe in wishing or anything they desire. But you really have to sweat for what you get. You gotta be a real live wire. Tell them about it, old man.
Scratch, 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 and you find it. If you're scratching for dough, put some effort behind it. Gotta keep on the go. Grab your axe and then grind it. Chop, chop, chop till you're made. Chug, 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 and you'll find it easy to make the grade. May sound wacky, racky-tacky, say you ain't got a dime. From the cellar, Rockefeller made his famous climb. Scratch, 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 and you'll find it. Dig, dig, dig till you do. Strike the jack like the upper back, just scratch and you find it too.
Really do ee ooh ah ah. Really do ee ooh ah ah.
I be eat, I eat it oh eat it up on never eat on the eat ah.
Really do ee ooh ah ah. Really do ee ooh ah ah.
Boom 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 wee boo wee bee ah ah.
Really do ee ooh ah ah.
Scratch, scratch, scratch for your dough, but put some effort behind it. Gotta keep on the go. Scratch, then grind it. Scratch. Chop, chop till you made. Chug, 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 and you find it easy to make the grade. May sound wacky, racky-tacky, say you ain't got a dime. From Selah, baby Rockefeller made his famous climb. Mile. Scratch, scratch and you find it. Scratch. Baby, dig till you do. Sight the jack like the upper back, just scratch and you find it too, boy. Scratch. I need the E-E-I. Scratch. Oh, the ooh-ooh-ah. Three, I'm gonna E-E, baby. The E-E-E, the ah-ah-ah, the ooh-ooh-ooh, the eh-eh-eh. I want to gas on the geese, but it goes that plays on a high ball.
He didn't. Yes, he did.
There you go. That's Steve Gibson and the Red Caps. That one there, July 1948 release. That's Romaine Brown on the lead there. Kind of like a cool jazzy tune. Scratch and You'll Find It is the name of the tune. That's on the Mercury record label. Not so easy to find some of these records out in the wild anymore. I think they're on there. I don't know how big. I was it Warren Russell told me that they just raised the price on mailing of a 145 to like at least $2 or something like that. They raised the price. I mean, what? For what? I mean, we don't get great service as it is anymore with the mail. And I used to listen. A large portion of my collection was through the mail order. I mean, then when I started showing up at record shows and buying from, the guys, and I would get better deals that way because I hate paying. I'd stay away from eBay. And believe me, I'm tempted to go for some big records, in the four figure range. But I don't want to pay 8 3/4% sales tax on that. That's like ridiculous. Usually from the dealers that I would buy from in the past, they would eat that expense, because they were already selling it high. It was like just like I see adding on 10%, although that is how they make their money. I just think I don't like it. I don't like to do business that way. I won't buy any more records. That's how it goes. It's unfortunate, though. It really is. And I think believe it or not, somebody was on Facebook was wanted to sell, wanted to open up record sales on Facebook. Johnny G is willing to promote those things here. We get a lot of people that tune into the program here and for those type of things. So you should let me know if you have stuff like that you want to promote, because I will do that. Well, get a worldwide audience to do this, because not everybody listens live, of course. But anyway, I digress. Let us continue here. And I got one more from the year 1948. And here is, there are a number of early groups that I can always feature here on the All 78 show. You heard some of them earlier. And this is another one. They're called the Ink Spots. They had a unique musical style, kind of, though, predated many of the predated as many of the early acts were to rhythm and blues and rock and roll music genres. So it was sometimes difficult for those people that are into heavy rhythm and blues and rock and roll to really accept the Ink Spots, but you really have to look at it in a historical perspective, really. And that's how I do it. But they were widely accepted by both white and black communities. Now, this tune, recorded November 21st of 1951, it was released in January of 1948, and it features the Bill Kenny on lead, and he had a distinctive voice too, I will say. From January 1948, let's give a listen to the Ink Spots. This is on the Decca record label. It's called I'll Make Up for Everything. The Ink Spots on the Decca label.
I'll make up for everything the world has done to you. I'll make every little dream you ever dreamed come true. I will help you to forget you ever shed a tear. Should dark clouds become a threat, then you'll find me near. We'll share all the rainy days that fate may have in store. laugh a lot, and darling, what is more, we will find the peace of mind that happiness can bring. For I'll make up for everything.
I'll make up for everything, honey, the world has done to you. I'll make every single little dream you ever dreamed come true. I'll even help you to forget that you ever shed a tear. And should dark clouds come over your head, honey lamb, you can bet I'll be there.
We'll share all the rainy days that fate may have in store. Laugh a lot, and darling, what is more, we will find the peace of mind that happiness can bring. For I'll make up for
That is actually, I like that record too. Not that I'm a big fan of the Ink Spots, but that's a great record. I like that tune there. That is a Bill Kenny and the Ink Spots there, January 1948 release on the Decca record banner. I'll Make Up for Everything is the name of the tune. And like I said, we have a conversation here about the collecting here, as I used to buy exclusively on eBay. I was working late, so it was very difficult for me to I'm sorry that I didn't take time off to go to all the UGHA meetings and whatnot to see these singers while they were alive, as now many of them are now all deceased. Not all deceased, but it's just terrible when you get, and many of you that are tuned into my program lived the music, so you went to all those shows down in the city when Alan Freed and Jocko Henderson and all the other Tommy Smalls, Danny Smalls, Dr. Jive had all those shows there, because I'm sure they were phenomenal shows. Been to the Apollo and whatnot. I think my aunt went to the Apollo with her girlfriends, but it's. Music has changed today a lot, but again, getting into the collecting here, there's, and especially when you're a collector, when you first start out, you find the records. Usually they're not in great shape, but as you mature as a collector, you try to get the things, at least I do, try to get them cleaner. And Greg Surik was a good example of that. And I would be left with his hand-me-downs, but they were rare records. And they weren't that bad. He would want to, I said, Greg, you want to upgrade this record even more? I mean, it's a VG Double Plus. It plays nice. So that's good enough. But he would always do that, and that's how I ended up with some big records in my collection from him, because he knew that I was looking for the same things that he was. Not so much in the 78 vein, because I got those on the cheap. There were a couple that Spence, and I miss Spence really a lot, because he would drive here from Pompton Lakes, New Jersey, and he would bring me boxes of 45s. Now, they might have been in Kenny Fuchs. I think he, and I never been to Kenny Fuchs's store. Tony Barcia can probably answer this, but they were boxes, I think, that Kenny had in the store for years, and they were by labels. So I ran the labels, and he would bring boxes here to me, and I would check them against that book. I have a messy a messy book over there. They were in 3-ring binders, and I would try to get every record on a specific label. For instance, on Imperial, there's a lot of good things on Imperial, a lot of bad things on Imperial. But he would bring the boxes here. I think he would bring like 10 or 15 boxes every time he came, and he came every week. And then he would go on, and he was involved with all the other big dealers in the tri-state area. So he was constantly on the phone, and he would be here. He would be sitting right there in the chair, and I would be playing the records here, and he had prices on them, and there were little codes on the sleeves, and he never told me who they were. Okay, so I remember he had stuff. I wasn't in contact with all those dealers anymore. I was just going through Spence. So he would get records from Barry Soltz and Fred Bond and I don't know about Val. I don't think he dealt much with Val Shively, but he would bring them here, and then I would say to him, I'd say, Spence, I mean, you want Charlie LaRocco? He would bring records here from Charlie's, and we'd play them here. I think, remember one time he had a 4 plaid throats, and I said, Spence, this isn't real. I said, this is not a real one. He did get me a real one eventually, but it wasn't real, and I'm actually pretty good with that. I even told Greg a couple times. He was trying to sell me a shiny copy of the Channels on Whirling Disc, the original, with Bob Dan Music as the publishing. So I'm looking at this. I said, Greg, this isn't real. I mean, the label looks really nice, like the Atomics. Like if you want to not Dennis Brown, the other one. What's the other record on the Atomic label? By Little Jimmy Castor and the Juniors, I think. So if you look at that reproduction, it's pretty good. It's shiny and it looks real. I don't think it was a Ratio bootleg. But although the Ratio bootlegs play, they sound great too. But he took those off of 78s, I think, when he put those out. But sometimes you just can't get the records, and you gotta settle on the reproductions. And when I didn't have a lot of money, I was buying from Disco Disc and Cape Records. Anybody remember Cape Records? They used to send out, I think they called it their Music Bible is what it was. I think it was, and I would buy from that. And there were a bunch of places when Goldmine Magazine would send you that monthly magazine, and then Discoveries. They were all, it was really cool because there were hundreds and hundreds of advertisements in there of people that took out their own ads, for 32 records, and they were cheap. They minimum bids $2 and $3. And if you look at Val Shively's catalog from 1971, everything in there is $1 and $2. So and then he's got a few that were, and maybe that was a lot in 1970. I don't know, $1 in 1971. That wasn't a lot of money for the records. I don't know. Johnny G getting off on a tangent here, but let us continue here. I saw a comment in there by Tony Barcia. This Orioles side doesn't get played often, and you're correct, because the other side gets played more. So I feature this group from Baltimore, Maryland, often here on the program, the Orioles. And the last 78 show, I played the ballad side of this on the May 15th show. Great tune they do called Tell Me So. The flip side is A Jump. It's on Jerry Blaine's Jubilee record label. Now, this song recorded at a session held in the fall of 1949 where they cut 11 titles for Jerry Blaine's Jubilee record label, and this was one of them. This song, though, was first done a year earlier by Bullmoose Jackson. He did it first. But let's give a listen to this version by the Orioles, April 1949, on the Jubilee label. These are the Orioles with their rendition of the tune Deacon Jones, the Orioles. Here you go.
Well, he act like he didn't want to be saved.
He tried and he died.
Well, it was early Monday morning, and the church was very bare. The roof was really leaking, and the rain was everywhere. The whole congregation stayed at home. So poor Deacon Jones was left alone. Well, he was laid out in a coffin. Well, the coffin draped in red. But just the night before, they had pronounced the deacon dead. Da 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 da. There was a little old lady sitting in the church, sitting in the church and moaning low. Well, that same little old lady was sitting in the church. She jumped up, shook her head, shook her hips, and then she said, "Fairly well, Deacon Jones, fairly well. Fairly well, Deacon Jones has passed away. Well, he was my old man for years, but he sure could shift his gears. Fairly well, Deacon Jones, fairly well." Well, the storm kept on raining, and the rain done come down fast. Preach it. Even the coffin tell him about it. Saw the deacon laugh. Well, the coffin began to rock, and the children run to hide. Well, I jumped behind a bench, and this is what I saw. Tell him what you saw. Well, old Jones began to ride. Old Jones had bloodshot eyes. Well, he took a drink of rain and shouted this refrain. "Well, you're going below, all you children. You gotta go." That's right, you gotta go. Fairly well, all you children, fairly well. Well, you thought instead I had died, but a fool you just laid here occupied. Fairly well, Deacon Jones, fairly well. Well, I'm the greatest deacon the world has ever seen. You all hail old Deacon Jones, I know, 'cause all my chicks are in the team. Well, I'm the greatest jockey, just love to ride the best. Don't want to know hockey, how that mess. Fairly well, Deacon Jones, fairly well.
Yeah, those are the Orioles there. Sonny Till and the Orioles, a side that does not get played often. That's the flip side of Tell Me So, song entitled Deacon Jones, April 1949 release on the Jubilee record banner. Let's move into 1950 now with another flip side from the last 78 show, this time on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin Records, featured Amos Milburn and his Aladdin Chicken Shackers with the jump side called Sax Shack Boogie. And the flip side is an excellent ballad, I think, in my opinion. I like this ballad here, and it reminds me of another song. I'm trying to place it again. When I listen to it, I'll let you know. But it features Amos Milburn on piano and vocals from August 1950. Amos Milburn and his Aladdin Chicken Shackers. And the song is called, it's one word, it's called Remember.
Remember, recall each smile and tear shed as I held you near. How could it end? Remember, wrapped in each other's arms, vows to weather the storms. Back that love would bring. 'Twould be an endless joy, an endless thrill. Could we ever love again and forget the stars, forget the rain, and just remember closed in a closed room, soft lights and we're all alone. Forget I hurt you and remember closed in a cozy room, soft lights and we're all alone. Forget I heard you and remember
There you go, Big Dave Swinger. He has said it. It sounds like Bewildered to John, but I think he's trying to sound like Charles Brown on there, if I'm not mistaken. He is. Charles Brown, of course, also recording for the Aladdin record label, and Johnny Moore's Three Blazers. He was the lead vocalist for that trio. But there you go. That one there from August 1950, Amos Milburn and his Aladdin Chicken Shackers on the Aladdin label, called Remember. That's what we try to do here on a Thursday afternoon. Here's the rules for new listeners to the program here. As just think, I am playing real records, actually, and these are not 45s, they're 78s. So I don't have everything on a 78, so I normally don't ask for requests here unless somebody knows I have the 78. I will definitely pull it out and play it. That is a good thing to do. But on requests of records that you like to hear, just so you know, I get hundreds of requests every week. Okay, and I pick and choose the songs that I like to hear. I mix and match them on Saturday night. If you're into 1950s and early 60s rhythm and blues and vocal groups, and I have the record, I'll feature it on a Saturday. You have to know what year it came out. So somebody requested Nappy Brown. I don't know what year that record came out, but let's just say it came out in 1955. So when you tune into the program, and you can check my archives, and you'll see that I open up the show in the early 1950s. I get many listeners that like the early sound. Gordy Freeman, one of them, and Frank Gingaro also, and there are others that tune into the program on a weekly basis. So those requests are in the early parts of the show. 1952, 1953. Some people like the 1960s, early 1960s. You want to hear Blue Moon, although that is a big, big hit. I kind of frown from those hits. You're going to hear it later on in the program toward probably the fourth hour. So you're going to have to go to bed, and you're going to have to tune in on the archive when it comes on. So that's probably the best way you're going to hear your requests. And if you send me multiples, like Big Dave Swinger sends me a big old list of requests, and actually he gives me some other information. Other people do dedications to people that tune into the program. I have a bunch of regulars that come in, and they ask me to play certain records that I do have, and I do that, and I try to fill their requests. Now, that is the Saturday night show. So if you don't hear your song from 1954, then it's not going to be played. Maybe I don't have it, and maybe I would let you know in advance, but if you shout it out in my chat room, you're not going to know that, so you'll never know if I do feature it, because I have done that before in the past. People shout out records in the chat room. Charlene, my administrative assistant, she's watching everything here, well, she tries to, and she will mark it down, and then she'll tell me, and then maybe you heard it, maybe you didn't. So some people contact me and say, you didn't play my request. I said, yes, I did. I played it. I told you I would play it, and you can check. And other people said, they want to hear it, and then I go back and tell them, because I can tell you that I played your request on such and such a time at this specific spot, if you really need to know. But hopefully you will not want those details, and you'll just let Johnny G play the records as I see it. Now, if you listen to my soul show, if I see you're in the chat room there and you're live, I'll play the record for you. I know many of my listeners are in other countries, so they can't tune in live, so I'll play it on there. They go listen on the archive because they're over in the UK, or they're over in Japan, or wherever they're listening, in Germany, and they hear their songs there. Like Sulivi, which he said I said it right. Now, he was nice, so he commented on my YouTube wall, and he thanked me for playing a Tommy Hunt record for him yesterday. And he's really nice to do that. You don't have to thank me, okay, but I will play the records here. But I know everybody appreciates what Johnny G does and understands the time and effort. Those of you that do shows, you know what I mean, especially if you play real records. Now, if I had MP3s, I can drop and drag an MP3 and play it there, but anybody can do that. But I don't know if everybody can do what I do, and other people also do what I do. But those are the rules and the regulations here for getting your requests. But thank you for those of you that are here on the program and enjoying the shows. Tell your friends about it, and please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as we continue here. And we're back to the 78s here. We are in the 1950 block, and Johnny Otis, instrumental with bringing the Robins to Herman Lubinsky, as well as providing his orchestra and other vocalists that recorded with the Johnny Otis Orchestra, as this gal did. And she was known as the Carolina Blues Girl, and her name was Marilyn Scott. Now, she first recorded for the North Carolina-based Free label. That was sometime in 1950, but she also recorded under two names, and she did that because she wanted to differentiate herself from her gospel songs and her secular tunes. So she wanted to keep, because I think back in the day, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you were doing gospel, they kind of frowned upon it if you went to secular music. So lots of groups did both. So, but I don't know, maybe it's okay for Johnny G, but might not be okay for a lot of those old school listeners but she thought that it was an issue. So when she was singing gospel, she was known as Mary DeLoach. I think that's how I said it right. But when she was doing secular music, she was known as Marilyn Scott. And this was her, what was this one? This is a song she wrote. And I don't know if this was her first or second, but I have both of her records. But this was her first release, yes. September 1950. It's with the Johnny Otis Orchestra. This is on the Regent record label. Regent Records was a subsidiary to Savoy Records, those of you that know that. Marilyn Scott, it's called Straighten Him Out. Marilyn Scott, R&B here on the Vinyltreasure Show.
I'm gonna tell you something about a no good man. Listen very close and you will understand. Straighten him out. He's driving you, straighten him out. He's driving you, he's in love with some woman and he wants you to. They'll out. He's driving you, straighten him out. He's driving you, he's in love with some woman, and he wants you to. They'll stay out till dawn. They don't want you to say they've been doing wrong. Straighten him out. He's driving you, straighten him out. He's driving you, he's in love with some woman, and he wants you to. Then he will lay down beside you just like something dead. Straighten him out. He's driving you, straighten him out. He's driving you, he's in love with some woman, and he wants you to. He wants you to.
There you go. So what do you mean I'm coming across loud? Like, am my voice loud, Charlene? My voice too loud here? I don't know. Anyway, let us... that one there, that sounds good there. It's a Savo... Is it the... Yeah, it's called Savoflex. And Bill O will talk about Savoflex on next Thursday's show. We're going to learn about some of these, the vinyl here that we play here. Bill's going to have an all-vinyl show, 78 show next Thursday. So tune into that. It's starting at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, 1 till 4. It'll be in this time slot. But there you go. That is the sound of Marilyn Scott, September 1950. Straighten 'Em Out is the name of the tune. That's what Johnny G does here on a Thursday afternoon as we continue here on the Vinyltreasure show. And up next, this pianist, singer, and songwriter, originally from Marshall, Texas, and but relocated to the West Coast. First recording for the Bahari Brothers Modern Records back in 1949. He would then move to Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin Records in the fall of 1950, and he recorded this one in September of 1950 at Radio Recorders in Los Angeles, California, with the Johnny Moore's Three Blazers. And this is an interesting theme, okay? So listen closely to the words of this tune. March 1951, his name Floyd Dixon. Floyd Dixon on Aladdin Records. It's called Girl 15, Floyd Dixon.
Love a girl 15, that's too young, you know. Love a girl 15, that's too young, you know. When the police come, no, I'll have to go.
Well, I'm 15, but I'm not green. So come on, Daddy, let's keep it clean.
That's why I like 'em young, when they're in their prime. Love you and thrill you most any old time. When she gets 21, that's too old, you know. When she gets 21, that's too old, you know.
a price.
Come on, Daddy, don't you worry about me. 'Cause everything I've got is yours for free.
That's why I like 'em young when they're in their prime. They'll love you, thrill you, most in your time.
That's interesting lyrics here on the Vinyltreasure show. Really, it is. And I wonder who that girl was there. She said she was 15 years old, you know. You can't tell with the voices, though. You know, so a lot of these gals, when they were singing back then, they were really young, 12, 13, 14, 15. But that was an interesting tune, and actually a great tune there. That one there, March 1951. Floyd Dixon on the Aladdin record label, Girl 15 is the name of the tune. Was that on a 45? I wonder if that came out on a 45. I maybe it did, because I saw on 45 Whirls, I saw, because this comes two ways. If you notice, is this the one that has, 79 cents. I'll show it to you again. The price is on the 78 here, okay? What did I pay for this? Forget. Spence sold me this one. Anyway, we'll check it out. Let us continue here on the Vinyltreasure show. We are in the 1951 block, another one of those early groups accepted by a wide audience, talking about the Mills Brothers, and I consider this a late one, though, for them, as they recorded this in New York City on August 15th, 1951. Now, Decca put it out in September of 51. Now, the tune written by Benny Benjamin and George Weiss, and the group included Donald, Harry, Herbert, and John Mills, a.k.a. the Mills Brothers. September 51. It's called Got Her... Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I got the wrong side here. Wait a minute. Yeah, wrong side. I don't want that side. I want this side. I thought so. Yeah. So that's the wrong writers. But the song is called Got Her Off My Hands, parentheses, but Can't Get Her Off My Mind, the Mills Brothers.
I got her off my hands, but since she's off my hands, can't get her off my mind. Haven't slept a wink in a week. I'm up with shadows playing hide and seek. Gee, I never thought that I would be the one to cry. Now I'm the cryingest kind. Nobody knows how my poor heart aches. I guess I'm really paying for my mistakes. So I got her off my hands, and since she's off my hands, I can't get her off of my mind. Got her off my hands, since she's off my hands, can't get her off my mind. Haven't slept a wink in a week. I'm up with shadows playing hide and seek. Gee, I never thought that I would be the one to cry. Now I'm the cryingest kind. Nobody knows how my poor heart aches.
I guess I'm really paying for my mistake. So I got her off my hands, and since she's off my hands, I can't get her off of my mind.
There you go with the sound of the Mills Brothers there. Those are the Mills Brothers from September 1951. I say that's a late one for them. I have featured songs by them on Brunswick from the 1930s, but that one there, September 51, the Mills Brothers with Got Her Off My Hands, parentheses, but Can't Get Her Off My Mind, on the Decca record label. And let's stay in 1951. Let's go back to Baltimore we go for the sound of the Swallows. And on the last 78 show, I featured their third release on Sid Nathan's King record label. It was the flip side of this 78, a song called Eternally, which was a killer ballad as done by Eddie Rich on lead here. Well, the flip side here is another interesting theme song. Johnny G, not that Johnny G's been in the gutter for today's show, it's just the way it happened. But this, I think, was a hit for the group, I think, also. It features the bass lead of Norris Bunky Mack. He's on lead. This is from December of 1951. Let's give a listen to the Swallows. This is the flip side of Eternally. The song is called It Ain't the Meat. The Swallows on King Records.
It ain't the meat, it's the motion. Makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. It's the movement that gives it the sock. Now I had a girl so doggone thin, no meat, no bones, she was just all skin. One thing about her I can understand, she wraps all around me like a rubber band. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. Makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. It's the movement that gives it the sock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. Makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. It's the movement that gives the sock. You find some girls who are big and fat. Some fellows don't like to see them like that. But I like to see them big and tall. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. Makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. It's the movement that gives it the sock.
It ain't the meat,
it's the motion.
It ain't the meat,
it's the movement.
It ain't the meat,
it's the action that makes your daddy wanna rock all night. I got a little girl who lives down the street. It ain't much of her, but she's mighty sweet. When she starts rocking, she don't wanna stop. It makes a man wanna blow his top. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. Makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. It's the movement that gives it the sound.
Yeah, those are the Swallows. They're out of Baltimore, Maryland. That is a song entitled It Ain't the Meat, December 1951 on the Sid Nathan's King record label. Now, this record probably plays better on the 45. I have this on both the black vinyl 45 and also on the, I don't know, is it like a bluish green, I guess, 45? And then in this case, I think the 45 plays better, although that 78's not bad. Okay, really, I think that, was that Joe Marchesani 78? I don't know. But because I bought some 78s when Joe Marchesani was selling his 78 collection. But anyway, there you go. The Sound of the Swallows. That's Norris Bunky Mac on lead. Let us continue here. In the year 1951, this group out of Hampton, Virginia, they included Vernon Gardner, Edward Ware, Carter Wilson, and lead singer Harry Douglas. Collectively, they were known as the Deep River Boys. Now, they would have 20 releases for the RCA record label. Now, this one is not one of them, okay? And I have to thank Jack Saperstein for this 78 here, because this was never issued here in the United States. I'm sure it's probably out on a somewhere on a CD compilation somewhere, I would guess, but this was on UK Decca, and that's really the only way you can get the original of this, and it came out in November of 1951. These are the Deep River Boys on the RCA label. This is UK RCA. It was called Victor, I think, there, and the song is called Deep Water by the Deep River Boys.
Raindrops falling, my heart keeps recalling all the time. You left me in deep water. You left me and let me down. I'm helpless in deep water, and so I'm slowly sinking down and down. Don't leave me in deep water. Don't leave me, I need you so. Oh, reach out in deep water and say you'll never ever let me go. I need your kisses, so sweet yet so denied. Those tender kisses to help me beat the rising tide. Oh, I'm drifting in deep water. I'm drifting, I'm all at sea. So love me, and deep water will never ever be too deep for me. Too deep for me. Too deep for me. Oh, bio, bop, bio. Oh, bio, bop, bio. Oh, bio, bop, bio. Oh, bio, bop, bio. I'm helpless in deep water, and so I'm slowly sinking down and down. Slowly sinking down. Deep water, so love me, and deep water will never ever be too deep for me. Too deep for me. Too deep for me. Too deep for me. Deep water.
Yeah, those are the Deep River Boys there, November 1951, only on a UK RCA. RCA Victor out of UK. Deep Water is the name of the tune. Big Dave Swinger says that that was a country tune, kind of, that they did there. But anyway, I wonder why that they felt that record wouldn't do well here in the U.S., I would guess. I don't know why RCA never released it, at least on a single. But let us continue here. We are in 1951. This might be my last, this is my last record out of 1951 as we go to Philadelphia, PA, for this next group. They were led by drummer-singer Chris Powell, along with guitarist Eddie Lambert, Duke Well on piano, and Danny Turner and Red Spencer on saxophones, and a bassist, James Johnson. And they would sign with Columbia Records in 1949, had 8 releases on Columbia before they would move over to the OK subsidiary in sometime in 1951 for 4 more releases. Sometimes they were just a chorus okay, which I think I featured on the last show, their 7th release on a 78, The Man with the Horn. But let's give a listen to the flip side before it goes back down in the no humidity basement. This tune written by Chris Powell. I'm guessing he's on the lead here. I'm not sure which one of those guys did the lead here, but this is from March 51, Chris Powell and the 5 Blue Flames. I think I have this on a 45 also. This song is called Country Girl Blues, Chris Powell and the 5 Blue Flames.
That way. You know, women work on all the best jobs and they make the most dough. They buy the biggest cars and go to all the best shows. And they stand up at the bar just the same as you. Man, they match you dollar for dollar because they can do anything that you can do. That's why I went to the country. Yes, and everything is grand. Well, I finally found me a woman that don't act like a natural man. March with the men in the army, sailed the ships with the Navy too, and they flew their own airplanes from here to Timbuktu. They play poker from night till morning and shoot dice like a man. There's no use kidding, fellas, they can do anything you can. That's why I went to the army, in the country too. Well, I finally found me a woman that knows just what to do. Girls are pretty, and they dress in the latest style, but they cut the long hair short to wear slacks all the while. But a country girl, she's natural, that's the fact that I have found. When she looks into your big brown eyes, your love comes tumbling down. That's why I went to the country, where everything is grand. Well, I finally found me a woman that don't act like a man. Well, now that I got one, she's a fine one. Boy, she's really gone. It's a country girl for me from now on.
There you go. That one there by Chris Powell and his 5 Blue Flames. That's March 1951. That's what, their 7th release for the Columbia record label. Some of these Columbias play really nice, I have to say. Country Girl Blues is the name of the tune. Let us continue here. Let's move into 1952 now as we go back to Herman Lubinsky's Savoy record label. And again, Johnny Otis returns, the Johnny Otis Orchestra. As I said before, he brought many of his vocalists to record for Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records out of Newark, New Jersey. I featured on the last show someone by the name of Red Light, Reddlyte, and that was an alias for singer Floyd Hollis, who was the younger brother of blues singer Jimmy Nelson. Now, the flip side of this 78 is by a trombonist who was a member of the Johnny Otis Orchestra. His name was George Washington, and he was also an occasional vocalist. And here he is singing this Johnny Otis Penn tune from December of 1952. Let's give a listen to George Washington on Savoy Records. And the tune is called It Ain't the Beauty. George Washington.
Fellas, let me tell you, if you think you hear wedding bells ring, don't let nobody sell you fine chicks, 'cause they don't mean a thing. Beautiful chicks, those glamorous gals, are full of bad tricks and they won't be your pal. So if you don't want misery, you better listen to my plea. It ain't beauty, it ain't the beauty, it ain't the beauty that gives you peace of mind. If you think you've got a beauty hood and she loves you so, the truth of the matter is, brother, you booked to go. It ain't the beauty. No, Jack, it ain't the beauty. It ain't the beauty. I'm telling you all the time, it ain't the beauty. It ain't the beauty. No, it ain't the beauty that gives you peace of mind. Now listen to me closely, dig this valuable news. If you team up with a glamorous girl, you're gonna wind up singing the blues. Don't be misled by a beautiful head, it's probably full of wrong ideas. Just take it easy around those girls and stay healthy around your nerves. If some queen maneuvers you down that matrimonial aisle, you better hope the preacher pronounces you dead on arrival. Just lay there playing possum, you'll be better off that way. Now you'll never smile again if you don't heed what I say. Now if a beautiful doll takes your hand and says, "Daddy, you my Superman," play safe. Take your hat in your hands and get out of there as quick as you can. You might think you got a hook, but Jack, she got her eyes dead on your pocketbook. Drive right out to the nearest farm, get you a little country girl, and take her by the arm. She might be a sight, I'm telling you right, but she'll be right there waiting for you when you come home at night. Now don't let nobody fool you, 'cause Jack, I'm here to school you. Now if you're crazy about a queen, 'cause her eyes are so starry, you're gonna be sorry. You're gonna be sorry. Ain't the beauty, ain't the beauty that gives you peace of mind.
There you go. That one there from December of 1952. Mr. George Washington, along with the Johnny Otis Orchestra on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records. It Ain't the Beauty is the name of the tune. You got to say that, at least with Herman Lubinsky, he might not have been a nice gentleman, okay, from what I hear from Bill Olb, but he really, as far as his records go, his 45s and his 78s, they really play pretty phenomenal, I have to say, on the Savoy Records. So you really can't say you get a bad Savoy of 45 or 78. I mean, you're going to have, either if they're in the beginning of the press or the end of the press, they may have some issues. But generally, for Savoy Records, and I have so many, and he was really a big part of the R&B scene back in the late 40s into the 1950s, and into the 60s too, by the way. So he was a very smart, he was not a nice guy. Maybe it runs in the family, Bill, but and again, a lot of these label owners, they were really in it. I mean, the main thing was the money. They didn't really, I don't want to say that they didn't have the know-how to pick a hit or whatnot, because many of them did. as well as disc jockeys like Alan Freed. It was unfortunate because he was the one that got caught with the payola scandal, but he was really a consultant, or that's what he tried to get away with. But in a way, he would be, because he did say he never played a record he didn't like. Okay, no matter how much, if you're going to give me you're going to put six $100 bills in the record sleeve and ask me to play the record. If it's a good record, I don't mind playing it. But if it's a terrible record, you're going to want to play it? I don't know. It doesn't go well. But anyway, we have a twin spin on Savoy Records, and this one released actually a month earlier, November of 1952. This gal, she's a great singer. Have featured her here often on the Vinyltreasure show, and she's a favorite of one of my steady listeners here, Mark Langdale in Australia. This is his favorite artist. He always would request her tunes here. So we're going to send this one out to Mark Langdale. I'm sure he's happy that Johnny G is featuring 78s, because he emailed me and told me that this was his favorite show, as many of you also did. So I decided to do this once a month. You're going to get another 78 show next week too, so from Bill Olb. But let's give a listen to Varetta Dillard here. I played the flip of this, her 7th of 15 releases for Savoy, I Cried and Cried. But this is the flip from November of 1952. Let's give a listen to Varetta Dillard. It's called Double Crossin' Daddy. We'll send it out to Mark Langdale in Australia. Here you go. We'll send that one out to a listener, Mark Langdale in Australia. Great sound there. Great bluesy sound from Miss Varetta Dillard. November 1952 release, her 7th release on the Savoy record label. Double Crossin' Daddy is the name of the tune. I had a double crossing. Well, he wasn't a daddy. He was a friend. It was unfortunate, though it was. But we continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show. We are on the 1952 block. And this next group was named after a brand of battery. I think that was a true story. I don't know. When did Rayovax Battery Company, when did that company start? Because this group is called the Rayovax. And I don't even know if that battery company is still in existence or not, but I think that this group was named after that label. Maybe I am wrong. But they started recording for the Coleman label, which I think was out of Newark, New Jersey, back in 1946, I think, or somewhere in the 1940s. But in 1950, they would sign with Decca Records, and they also recorded for a number of different labels, though, in their career, Jubilee, Josie, Kaiser, I think a couple others. But this one released in January of 1952 for the Decca folks, a song written by the lead singer of the group, at least on this song. His name was Herbert Maliner. And this is from January 52. Let's give a listen to the Rayovax on Decca. It's called She's a Real Lovin' Baby, the Rayovax.
I've got a real loving baby and she satisfies my soul. Well, I've got a real loving baby, she satisfies my soul. She's the kind of woman who will make you reach your goal. Well, when she kisses me at midnight and the moon is shining bright above. Yes, when she kisses me at midnight and the moon is shining bright above. I know deep in my heart I don't need no other love. Well, my love for her is endless and true. No other one in this world will do. She's a real loving baby, she satisfies my soul. Well, she's the kind of woman who will make you reach your goal. I'm sure she'll understand that she's my woman and I'm her man. She's a real loving baby, she satisfies my soul. She's the kind of woman who will make you reach your goal. Well, that's my story, I have told it all to you. Yes, that's my story, I have told it all to you. Well, she's a real loving baby and we'll never say we're through.
There you go there. That is a cool tune there by the Rayovax. And that one there featuring, what did I say his name was? Herbert Maliner. He is the lead singer. He also wrote the tune January 1952. The promos on the Deccas, folks, they play really nice. Rayovax there with She's a Real Lovin' Baby. And Tony Barcia says that Rayovax is still around, which is interesting. And let us continue here. And here is this one is also kind of like a mixture of this vinyl, maybe kind of like what Bill Obe will be featuring next Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. Bill Obe will be my in-studio guest with another 78 show, but he'll be featuring many vocal groups, and I got a lot of R&B today that I featured, mixed in with some vocal groups. We're still going to continue here, almost done here with the program. And let's move into 1953 now with this singer, musician, songwriter, and band leader from Linden, Texas. His name, Aaron Tebow, if I said that right, Tebow Walker, a.k.a. T-Bone Walker, and he began recording in late 1929, one of the first artists to use an electric guitar. Now, according to a number of different, recording for a number of different labels, Columbia, Rum Boogie, Capitol, Mercury, Black and White, Comet, Atlantic, Postmodern, Jetstream. Well, that's later on. Jetstream, those were on the 45s. But actually, the last record I think he did was in 1981 on the Paula record label. But this one's on Lou Chudd's Imperial Records. This tune written by top A&R man for Imperial, Dave Bartholomew. Let's go to February of 1952. Give a listen to T-Bone Walker's his name. It's on Imperial Records. It's called Railroad Station Blues. T-Bone Walker.
Train 47 arriving on track number 3. Stand back, man. Give the people a chance to get off the train. Train rolled in the station, but my baby couldn't be found. Train rolled in the station, but my baby couldn't be found. Somebody told me she got off in another town. They say she met a fella about 6'2". He wasn't too much to look at, but he sure knew just what to do. Train rolled in the station, but my baby couldn't be found. Somebody told me she got off in another town. I sent her all my money to come home to me. Now she's gone and left me, and I'm lonesome as I can be. Train rolled in the station, but my baby couldn't be found. Somebody told me she got off in another town.
Yeah, we got the blues here on the Vinyltreasure Show for a Thursday afternoon here. And there you go, February 1953 on the Imperial record banner there, Mr. T-Bone Walker. T-Bone Walker with Railroad Station Blues is the name of the tune. Johnny G here. We continue here, and talk too loud in the microphone there. I apologize if I'm too loud, but Johnny G is normally loud. But let us continue here, and we have a flip side here from the last 78 show as we go to Philadelphia for this next group. First recording back in 1949 for the National Record label. They would sign with Decca Records in 1950. They would have 8 releases through 1952. Then their contract ended with Decca, and they signed with independent producer Joe Davis, who recorded them, and then Davis would sell 4 of those masters to MGM Records. As a result, 2 singles came out and featured their first one on the last 78 show, called I Don't Miss You Anymore. We're going to play the flip side of this before it goes back down in the No Humidity basement. This tune written by Johnny Martin. The group is called The Blenders. Now, somebody in my chat room asked me to play a well, he didn't say fool, because they recorded a tune called Don't Fool Around with Love, and they kind of did a kind of like a gimmick with it and replaced fool with the F word, okay? And I don't know if I can, even though this is an adult show, that was not released legitimately as a 45 or 78 back then. I think it came out much later when somebody got into the master tapes. But I don't know if I would play that here. I got a bunch of kind of a risky, well, even though these records, some of the, let's call it suggestive, okay? They may have been suggestive lyrics, but they don't come right out and say something. You know, I think that's just a little bit too foul. Johnny G doesn't like foul. We like suggestive, yes. But let us hear this flip side of I Don't Miss You Anymore from May 1953. It features Ollie Jones on lead. These are the Blenders on the MGM record label. It's called If That's the Way You Want It. The Blenders.
Do, 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 do. You say you found a fine new love. You say that you were through with me. If that's the way you want it, baby, that's the way it's gonna be. Well, you say he'll treat you better, treat you much better than me. If that's the way you want it, baby, that's the way it's gonna be. I work hard every day, bring home all my pay, and even the neighbors know. It's a shame the way you run around. You're the talk of town, but you've got to reap what you sow. Grow old and be happy with your fine new love, but don't come running back to me, 'cause that's the way you wanted it, baby. That's the way it's gonna be.
You said that you found fine new love. Say that you were through with me. If that's the way you want it, baby,
that's the way it's gonna be.
You said he'll treat you better, treat you much better than me. If that's the way you want it, baby,
that's the way it's gonna be. I work hard every day, bring home all my pay, and even the neighbors know. It's a shame the way you run around. You're the talk of town. You've got to reap what you sow. Grow old and be happy with your fine new love, but don't come running back to me, 'cause that's the way you wanted it, baby. That's the way you get it, baby. That's the way that it's gonna be.
That's the way it's really gonna be.
Yeah, those Those are the Blenders there. The Blenders from May 1953 on the MGM record label. They play really nice, the 78s on MGM. It's called If That's the Way You Want It. Is there parentheses on that? Yeah, no, that's what it's called. But anyway, I have that on a 45 too, by the way. And we have one more from the year 1953, and it's a gospel song here. This group spanning more than 80 years. Of course, there were many group members that came and went with this group, but they formed back in 1928 in Greenville, South Carolina, and they had a number of releases for Don Robey's. They recorded for different labels too, but a number of releases on Don Robey's Peacock Records beginning in the fall of 1952. Now, this might be their second release, or is it 53? I forget. But this is their, well, this might have been their second release from June of 1953. The song written by Ira Tucker, and who was also the lead singer on this. Let's go to June of 53 for the Dixie Hummingbirds. The Dixie Hummingbirds on Don Robey's Peacock Records. The song is called Eternal Life. The Dixie Hummingbirds.
Somebody knows when I'm tempted. Yeah, somebody cares when things go wrong. Somebody's love is there to guide you, Lord, and make you strong, and make you strong. Lord, I have a friend, above all others. His love is far beyond the brother. Eternal life, eternal life, eternal life, eternal life, eternal life, eternal life. He knows to know him, the Savior divine. He's a friend of mine. Well, I cannot tell how much I love him. I cannot tell his love for me. I only know, 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 I only know. Oh, it can't be measured. It's deeper than the deepest sea. Well, I have a friend. I have a friend. I have a friend. I have a friend. Not my mother-in-law. I have a friend. Not my father. I have a friend. Not my sister dear. I have a friend. Not my brother. I have a friend. I have a friend. I have a friend. Oh, above all others. His love is far beyond the brother. Eternal life, eternal life, eternal life, eternal life, eternal life. Oh, just to know him, the Savior divine, and he's a friend of mine.
There you go. That's June 1953 release there for the Dixie Hummingbirds. That's Ira Tucker on lead with the Dixie Hummingbirds on the Peacock record label. Eternal Life is the name of the tune. Johnny G here. We're getting down to the end of the program here. Got a few more to go. And let's go to this next group. out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. First recording for Bess Berman's Apollo record label. This was their 9th release for the Apollo label. It features the great Johnny Tanner on lead from July 1954. Let's give a listen to the 5 Royales. 5 Royales on Apollo Records. It's called Let Me Come Back Home, the 5 Royales.
My love for you is still to stay. I'll always love you forever and a day. Baby, please, let me come back home. My love is for you. Come back home. My heart is crying for you. My arms are lonely too. Don't let me wait too long. You know, darling, I was so wrong. So, baby, please. Come back home. I've waited so long to return. Oh, how my heart is, and oh, how it burns. So, baby, please, let me come back home. So wrong, so baby, please let me come back home. Let me come back home.
As Johnny Tanner and the 5 Royales there, July 1954. It's their 9th release on Bess Berman's Apollo record label. Let Me Come Back Home is the name of the tune. The Royales, a favorite here on the Vinyltreasure show. We are in the 1954 block, and I played the flip side of this unknown record, really, on the last 78 show. This artist by the name of Lloyd Thompson, and he was recording 10 years prior to this release for Savoy Records back in 1945, but also recorded for the Delvar record label and one for RCA in 1951. Maybe this is his last single. I think this label is out of Chicago, I think, Jameson Records, I saw in the book. But the side I played was called Real Young Woman, this is the flip side here. His name is Lloyd Thompson, along with Willie Wright's Soundmasters. And the song is called Alibis. Lloyd Thompson from 54, I'm guessing. And the song called Alibis.
I know our love is ending. It comes as no surprise. I'm tired of pretending, listening to your same old lies. Alibi, that's all I see in your eyes. Each little story you tell
promised land somewhere, and upon you call them little white lies. Now it's so easy to say that you were fooling me. How could you let me hold you and even pretend to care when down in your heart you knew that the dream wasn't meant to share. So goodbye. Someday you may realize what it means to offer your love to someone who alibi. What it means to offer your love to someone who alibi.
Here you go there on the Jameson record label. That is from 1954, Lloyd Thompson and a group there, I guess, the Willie Wright's Soundmasters, backing him up on that. A song entitled Alibis. Johnny G's got no alibis, but I will tell you that if you do have a request, those of you that are tuned into the program for the first time, if you have a request, you can email me. Actually, you don't have to send me. If you want to just chat with Johnny G. Some people have my bat line. You know who you are. You have my bat line. You can call Johnny G when I'm not busy. If I'm busy, I might not be able to pick up the phone, but usually Wednesdays and days of the shows are not good to talk to Johnny G. But the emails, you can send them anytime at vinyltreasures@aol.com, especially if you have a request. You need to do that. Send it to Johnny G. But let us continue here. Hope you're digging on this 78 show. We'll do it again in another month or two. We'll say I'll try to make 178 show a month at least. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next 45 show. Bill will be here next week. But I'm working on a 1953 countdown, a Mr. Blues countdown. And if I have the majority of the records, I'll play it. Maybe I'll find a filler for the couple that I'm missing, or the one from 1957. I'm still looking for them, because a lot of them, and it's a mixture of rhythm and blues. Well, I will say single artists, because I don't want Tony Barcia to yell at me. Single artists and vocal groups, let's put it that way. And blues artists, too, from a 1957 survey, which will be interesting. As a sort of like, my Saturday night show, I feature more vocal groups, but I have been expanding to the rhythm and blues, and that's what makes the show unique. I think Johnny G is unique with what I do, wouldn't you think? But let us continue here. Got a couple more to go. This is another flip side from the last 78 show as we head to Los Angeles, California, to Art Roop's specialty label. Although, I think it was Big Dave Swinger, you posted some information about this gal from New Orleans. And actually, Big Dave Swinger is pretty knowledgeable about a lot of these groups and rhythm and blues artists. And he has on his Facebook page, he posts photos and information about the groups, as he did with this gal. I forget, and again, it was back in May, Big Dave, Alberta Hall, okay? Alberta Hall, and I featured her November 1955 release on specialty Let Me Dream. And that was with the uncredited Hawks backing her up. Of course, they were also out of New Orleans, and it was with the Lloyd Lambert Band. But let's flip that 78 over. Johnny G's condition to 45s, but we'll flip the 78 over Real Young Women. I'm sorry, Let Me Dream, and you get this side. It's called Oh, How I Need Your Love. This is Alberta Hall on the specialty label, recorded down in New Orleans. Here you go.
Oh, how I need your love. I've known for a long time. Don't say you're in love with someone else. Just believe in me, darling. You darling, won't you be my lover man? Want you near me, from now till eternity. My love is real. My love is there be no pretending. Your love I crave will give me faith to love you forever. I want you near me. My love is real. My love is real. So don't keep me waiting. Oh, how I need your love. There be no pretending. Your love I crave will give me faith to love you forever.
There you go. That one there by Alberta Hall and the uncredited Hawks there on that November 1955 release there on the Art Roop specialty record label. Oh, How I Need Your Love is the name of the tune. We got two more 78s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyltreasure show. And up next, this singer from, I don't have any, I'm kind of winging this one. This singer born in Kansas City, Missouri, learned piano at a young age and heavily influenced by Fats Domino. And he was also, a Golden Gloves winning boxer. And he sang in the Aces Quartet and the Sonny Kenner Trio. In 1954, he moved to Los Angeles, California, and joined King Perry's band, to whom he recorded for the Hollywood record label. And he also recorded for Peacock, and in this case, the Bahari Brothers modern record label, in a style similar to that of Fats Domino. Now, I think this was a regional hit for him. I should say the flip side of this was a regional hit, a song called My Happiness, that was released in December of 1956. But we're going to flip that 78 over and give a listen to the flip side here. He formed his own band, Well, let's play the record first, and then we'll talk more about him. This is from December 56, Mr. Jimmy Beasley. Jimmy Beasley on the Modern record label. The song is called Jambalaya.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go. Me oh my oh. Me gotta go. Holy pill on the bayou. My Yvonne, sweet is what me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. A jambalaya, a coffee pie, feeling gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Jeremio. He good time, feel good jobs and big mayo. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. Ken folks here, ken folks there, place is buzzing. Ken folks come to see fun by the dozen. Dressed in style, go hog wild, me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. A jambalaya, a coffee pie, feeling gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Jeremio. He good times, feel good jobs and the BKO. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. Settle down, far from town, get me a beer. And I'll catch all the fishes in the bayou. Swap my mom to buy Yvonne what she need, oh. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, coffee pie, feeling gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Jeremio. Big good time, feel good jobs and big KO. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. A jambalaya, coffee pie, feeling gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Jeremio. Big good time, feel good jobs and big KO. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. A jambalaya, coffee pie, feeling gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Jeremio.
There you go. Wow, the we didn't see the copyright police at all until this moment here. This is the first. Maybe I shouldn't have played that record. I hope they don't take it down. We've detected audio in your stream belonging to someone else. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. They did that last night. A couple of times toward the end they did. But again, they blocked the stream because of the Screamin' Jay Hawkins record. But anyway, there you go. That is from December of 1956 there. That's Jimmy Beasley on the Modern record label Jambalaya. Actually, that is the B-side. The A-side was a song called, I don't have any notes on this. After having a moderate hit with Mr. Happiness in 1956, Beasley formed his own band and moved to New York City, where he worked for Alan Freed, performed alongside Ray Charles, Elvis Presley, and Ruth Brown, appeared on numerous TV shows, and continued to write for Fats Domino and others. Now, he continued to record for the Modern label and its subsidiary Crown Records, who released an LP, and Jimmy's House Party, which was repackaged in 1961 with a slightly different track listing as Twist. I don't know. This is on Wikipedia here, which you don't even know if this is right. But anyway, I just needed something to say about this because I had no info. I didn't get a chance to research this one, or really the last one here. But anyway, that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyltreasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to 78s out of my collection. And if you need to get in touch with me or to send me your requests for other shows here that we do, either the 60s Soul Show or the Saturday Night 50s and Early 60s edition, you can email me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Also, I maintain a website, vinyltreasures.net, so if you ever, I haven't posted last night's show, but that is in its entirety, but it's not a visual. It is just the MP3, so you can stream or download that. Lots of people download that show on their PCs, or they drive in their car and they listen to Johnny G. But you can do that. I can plug my phone in my Honda, and I can go to YouTube and just listen to the shows there. Sometimes with the data or something, it goes, you go out of a tower and it kind of stops and comes back. But anyway, you can do that too. So Johnny G is all over the place. But thank you all for tuning in on this show. I apologize for being late. It's about 4 o'clock now. We're going to sign off here. Now we're going to close the show. So thank you again, those of you tuned into the program here. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you do. And also, if you are new, please consider subscribing. You have to be signed in, though, to YouTube in order to do that. You can't just go and hit subscribe, because you have to be on YouTube to do that. But we're going to close the show tonight with a last week. I should say not last week, but the May 15th. I featured this singer, musician, songwriter. His real name, Marion Walter Jacobs. And he was from Marksville, Louisiana, best known for his harmonica blues. First recording back in 1947 for the small Orionella label. But he would join Muddy Waters, the Muddy Waters Band, back in 1948. And in 1950, releases followed for him on Regal, Parkway, and Chance Records. But 1952, he ended up on Leonard Chess's Checker label. And his first for the Checker label was a big #1 hit. It was called Juke, which I think is on that 53 survey. I found the 45 too, by the way. But here is his 5th release. Well, I featured his 5th release, which was a big #2 record on the R&B chart. Blues with a Feeling was the side that I played, but we're going to flip it over and give a listen to the instrumental side. It's from September 53. Because many of his releases, he would have a vocal on one side and instrumental on the other. Not always, but he did with this one. Little Walter and his Jukes on the Checker label. The closer is called Quarter to 12. And that's a theme. Maybe I can do a theme show on songs relating to clocks or times on the clocks. That might work. I can check that out. But anyway, there you go. Little Walter and his Jukes. The closer is called Quarter to 12. Well, it's not. It's a little over 4 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. here in Westchester County, New York. Johnny G's got to go. I have a great either remainder of the day or evening or night, wherever you are tuned in here to the program. I will be back on Saturday evening beginning at 9 p.m. right here on YouTube and also live on Oldies and More Radio. This show is not carried on Oldies and More, but it is an ad hoc show. Be sure to tune in next Thursday afternoon. My in-studio guest will be Bill Olb, collector and music historian. I call Bill, and he will be here with an all-vinyl 78 show that will be phenomenal. So, and he's got lots of information and whatnot on the songs and the vinyl, too. So thank you all for being here, and just want to say, everybody, so long. Here is Little Walter.
Baby, don't go yet. It's only 11:45.